In this unit, we've been learning all about how to engage our students with the customizable interactive MindTap ebook. This certainly is not the old PDF, flat-looking book that we used to know as ebooks. This is a really interactive way to get our students involved with learning tools that will help them be successful. In the priority videos, you've learned all about how you can add existing content to the ebook, how you can create and add new content to the ebook, and then some of the fantastic learning tools like the read speaker and the highlighter and the dictionary. What I've done is I've taken a chapter out of a textbook and I've customized it so that you have an opportunity to see what would it really look like if I went in and added some of these tools that you just learned about in the priority videos. Now, it's important to know I can use MindTap right out of the box. There's so many great things in it already. There's homework assignments and there's video links and there's activities already embedded in. But just like when I teach a course, I lecture a little bit and then we do an activity and then we watch a video and then we have a discussion and then I do an assessment. So the ebook will allow your students to get in that and do all of those activities and stay engaged with the material. Let me give you some examples. When my students start out in this chapter on thinking, 7.1 Critical Thinking, a Survival Skill, I've started out by creating a video and I embedded it right into the book. My students don't have to go to a bunch of different links to find where I put this lecture. It's right at the beginning. And this is actually an animated video that I created. So as my students start out, they click on the link right here, the animated video starts and they're able to hear what are my feelings and thoughts as we get into this unit on critical thinking. That's new content. It's just a web link that I added, which is what you learned about in priority feature number 1. Here's another example. When my students are getting ready to do a homework assignment, those are already embedded right into the book. So they're reading this unit on finding aha, creativity fuels critical thinking, and then they get ready to do this journal entry. It's embedded right into the book. But if they were in class and getting ready to do an assessment, I would start out and I would tell them a little bit about how I want them to do this homework assignment. I embedded a screencast right here. So all students have to do is click on this link and right away they're going to see me talking to them and telling them what I want them to do as they get in and do this interactive version of journal entry number 16. Now I've also embedded some content that other people created that I would want to link my students to. For example, they're going to be reading a really great section on asking questions and how to ask really great questions. And maybe your students have heard of the website Rate My Professor. So what we did right here is we added an activity about how to use this website, Rate My Professor. And we were able to put a little introduction into it and tell them what we want to do with this activity, embedded right into the textbook. Here's another great activity I embedded. In Section 7.7, they're going to be looking at decision making. And there's this fantastic TED Talk about decision making. And when you make decisions, are you making it to benefit yourself right now or yourself in the future? So in class, I might show this TED Talk video. I've embedded it right into my ebook. So as the students are reading along, they come to the decision making, they see a little bit of an overview that I wrote, they can click right on the link, and then you can see I've asked them a question, something they have to do to bring to class to be prepared to talk about it. So when I add content into the ebook, I make the book my own and I engage with my students right in the book. I'd now like to invite you to go to the next link where you can actually go in and play with any of this content that I've added. The next activity is called the Reader in Action Sandbox Activity. See it for yourself, and you can go in and play with this chapter. I really challenge you to click on the links and look at what I've added and look at the homework assignments and see what the students would be doing as they were in here working on this actual book. You can go in and play with the read speaker, highlight something and listen to the book be read to you. Or you can go in and highlight a little bit of the text and see how it's going to show up in their notebook. Or you can also look up a word in the dictionary or search for something. Have fun playing with the book, and we'll see you in the next unit.